Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, you will be seeing the use of Migration Cockpit for transferring legacy asset with values. For those who are visiting my channel for the first time, my name is Vijaya Bharati Janakiraman. I have 15 plus years of experience in SAP, starting from the earlier ECC versions till the latest SAP S/4HANA versions. I post videos on this channel to benefit larger audiences. If you find my videos useful, please consider subscribing to my channel, and for those who have already subscribed, thanks so much. Now let's get started. Migration Cockpit is a powerful tool provided by SAP to transfer legacy data, which includes master data and transaction data, from SAP system as well as non-SAP systems into S/4HANA system. To transfer the legacy data to S/4HANA, the migration cockpit uses predefined migration objects, for example, bank, customer, profit center, cost center, fixed assets, material, and so on. The predefined migration objects provided by SAP contains complete mapping information and any rules needed to convert values from the source fields to target fields, that is, from the legacy system to S/4HANA system. When SAP launched the migration cockpit, there were two options for transferring data to SAP S/4HANA. One, using files to specify the relevant data. The other one, using staging tables to specify the relevant data. In the first method, SAP gives you a template which can be downloaded as a Microsoft Excel XML file, and the migration object details filled in completely and then uploaded so as to enable the transfer of legacy data. In the second option, SAP Migration Cockpit can automatically create staging tables in a staging system. This runs on SAP HANA. You can fill the staging tables with data either manually or by using different tools, one of which is SAP Agile Data Preparation. However, from S/4HANA 1909, there is one more option that is introduced for data migration. Let's see that in the next slide. The third option is transfer data directly from a legacy SAP system to S/4HANA system. Data can be transferred from ABAP-based source systems using RFC. This can be used to load data irrespective of volumes. Now the question is, which option is best suited for legacy data transfer project? Well, use staging tables if you are transferring large volume of data automatically from both SAP or non-SAP system into S/4HANA system. Use file option if you want to manually import a relatively smaller amount of data to S/4HANA system. This again can be from an SAP system or a non-SAP system. And use the third option of RFC for transferring any volume of data from SAP to S/4HANA system. Note that the third option is not helpful if the legacy system is a non-SAP system. Just take a look at the pointers to be considered for choosing the files method or the staging tables method for your data migration project. Well, that was a brief introduction to SAP S/4HANA Migration Cockpit. Now let's get into carrying out a legacy asset master data and transaction data migration using Migration Cockpit. Depending on the transfer date of the migration of legacy data, two scenarios are possible. Scenario 1, where the transfer date can be the end of the last closed fiscal year, and scenario 2, where the transfer date can be during the fiscal year. Scenario 1. If the transfer date is the end of the last closed fiscal year, then you need to transfer master data and the cumulative values till the end of the last closed fiscal year, that is, the accumulated APC values and the accumulated depreciation values. Scenario 2. If the transfer date is during the fiscal year, then you need to transfer master data and the accumulated values from the start of fiscal year along with the depreciation and other transactions pertaining to these assets during the year of transfer. Now in this video, we will see the demo for scenario 1, that is transfer date is the end of the last closed fiscal year. To begin with, you need to check the status of asset data transfer date that is set for your company code. Since we are doing this demo for scenario 1, I am ensuring that the asset data transfer date is the last day of the previous year. To do that, follow the path from Easy Access, Accounting, Financial Accounting, Fixed Assets, Periodic Processing, Year-end Closing, and click on this transaction. Now on this screen, scroll down to your company code. Check the ledgers for the closed fiscal year. Here you are seeing 2021 is the last closed fiscal year for both the ledgers. Now check the status of the company code. Here the transfer date is December 31st, 2021, which is the last day of the previous fiscal year in my case. And legacy data transfer status should be set as ongoing, other postings allowed. And the document type should be UE, which is meant for data transfer. The next thing you need to do is to check whether the requisite roles are assigned to your user profile. To check that, execute SU01, choose change, go to roles tab and ensure you have got SAP underscore CA underscore DMC underscore MC underscore developer role and SAP underscore CA underscore DMC underscore MC underscore user role is assigned. If not, enter these here and save your user profile. Now let's proceed to the next activity. Well, from the SAP Easy Access screen, let's launch the Migration Cockpit using T-code LTMC. Well, LTMC stands for Legacy Transfer Migration Cockpit. Now here on the screen, choose Create. This prompts you to create a new migration project and type a name for the project. This space itself is a freely definable one, so I am just trying to pick a random name, say Peter England. Then just watch here, I am using transfer data from file. Now on the screen, choose your migration object. You can filter it down by just typing here the required migration object. In our case, it is fixed asset. Just type fixed asset here and press enter. Now select this link for fixed asset and say OK on the warning screen. Now, as I already told you, the migration cockpit gives a template based on the migration object with all the predefined rules. Click on Download Template. Choose Office XML Handler if asked for. On this file link, choose Save and Open. Now you see here so many sheets are provided in the template to cover the tabs and fields of your asset master data. Choose the sheet Master Details. For example, I am just taking one asset, that is one legacy asset for transfer. So just fill in the mandatory columns here. Mandatory columns are highlighted with asterisk here. So just take care to fill in those mandatory details like the company code, asset number, asset sub number, asset class, asset description. Note that the information I am feeding in here pertains to the legacy data. This is the legacy asset master data information. Now choose the posting information tab. I am just copying the company code, legacy asset number and asset sub number because this is mandatory field to be updated in all the tabs. So I am just copying here, pasting it here on the posting information sheet. And for the asset capitalization date, I am just typing a date which is exactly 2 years in the past. Because this is my legacy asset purchased on that date and capitalized on that date in the legacy system, so I would want the same date to reflect in my S4HANA system. Now go to time dependent data tab. I'm just again copy pasting the company code, asset number and sub number, and for the cost center column I am updating a legacy cost center. Now choose the depreciation area tab. There, one point which you need to know is the depreciation areas that is available in the chart of depreciation that is defined in the target company code. That is, in S4 HANA, you first need to check the chart of depreciation and the depreciation areas in the chart of depreciation. So, for the depreciation area mapping, you need to mention those areas. So what I am just doing here is, my depreciation areas are 1, 2, 15, 20, 31, 32 and 33. So what I need to do is, so many times I need to type my company code, the same asset number and the asset sub number. This I will have to do for each of my asset. That is, I have got say 7 depreciation areas. So I have to create 7 rows with the same company code, asset number and sub number and map it with the depreciation area. In the depreciation key column, fill up the depreciation keys In my case it is LINR for these areas and LINA for just one area. Let me update that. And then the useful life information. Let me update the useful life here. Now from here and going ahead to the cumulative values sheet. Just paste this here and in the fiscal year column update the current fiscal year. That is 2022 in my case. I am just typing 2022 here. And in the cumulated acquisition value, I am typing 50,000 for each row. That is for each depreciation area. I am updating the accumulated acquisition value as 50,000. Now move on to the accumulated ordinary depreciation column and enter the depreciation amount here. In my case I am entering 10,000. Remember to enter this as a negative value because depreciation has a negative impact on the asset. So minus 10,000 in all the rows. Now I am going ahead to save this Excel file. I am just again giving a random name, say Peter England .xml. Now click on upload file. In this window say browse. Click on your file. Now choose the file and say activate. Now click on start transfer. Confirm OK for the warning message. Now once this is complete, click on close. The validation is in progress. This will take little time. So just we'll have to wait for that to complete 100% and then have to click on close. This is our first step where the validation of data is happening. Yeah. Now click close. If you notice at the bottom there are certain information messages. So that is perfect. Now click on next. Now conversion of values are happening. You are seeing few rows waiting for your confirmation for the mapping values. Initially you are seeing these buttons in red. So these are waiting for your confirmation. You will have to confirm each row when the red LED light changes to green. So let me first click on the first row. This is for confirming whether the asset number is going to be internal or external. It is going to be internal, so let me update this as internal here and and save. Now click on the next row and confirm on the source and target values of the depreciation area. Just check if they are all right, then choose all rows and say OK and set the status as completed and save. Now pick the next row and confirm the depreciation keys. So this is OK with me. Select all, say OK, set the status as completed and save. Similarly, pick the next row and confirm the values by choosing that, clicking on OK, update the status as completed and save. Now this row as well, pick this, choose that and click OK, completed and save. Okay, now set the status as completed. Okay, now you are seeing all these are appearing in green, right? So now we are good to go to the next step. Just refresh and go to the next step. Now confirm close. Now you are seeing these messages. This is absolutely fine. Now click on next. Choose close. We get this error message saying that the mapping of cost center is yet to be confirmed. So we need to fix this because in the mapping file we have just given our legacy cost center. So system is trying to map the legacy cost center with this cost center. We just need to convert this and accept the conversion. Means you have to just confirm the conversion of the values. You are seeing here these are all completed activities. Just say refresh and show status as open. These are completed. Just say show status open. Now you will see this one error, mapping of cost center. So this is just that the system wants you to confirm if the source and the target cost centers are fine. You just have to choose that, say confirm value, set the view as completed and save. Now go to completed and see even the mapping of cost center is now appearing green. Now click on next and say repeat simulation. Say close. Scroll down to see the information messages. Yeah, this is perfectly alright. There are no more errors. This error is already fixed. Just say repeat import. So now this is successfully done. You can see the messages here showing as end of processing and there are no errors. Now what you need to do here is update the priority as successful. So go here, change the priority as success. Once you set the priority as success, system has now created the asset and posted these documents. You could just see here there is one asset that is created and also documents that got posted in both the ledgers. We have got two ledgers, one is the leading and one is the local ledger. So system has posted two documents for the asset values. So just note down the asset number and the documents that got posted. Let's go to SAP and check if these asset and documents are really posted. For this, type AS03 and enter the asset number, the newly created asset number in your company code. See, you could see the asset is created. Look at the description. See the cost center. It's the same cost center we mapped for. Look at the depreciation start date. And importantly, here, just see the capitalization date. This was the date which we actually entered, right? 2 years back. Yeah, this is the date. You could also check the Asset Explorer for the values. So the values are sitting here in the Asset Explorer in all the depreciation areas. Additionally, you could also run FBL3N, that is GL line item display, for the Asset Recon account. This is the Asset Recon account and you are seeing here 50,000, which is the APC value, is transferred to S4HANA system with this document type UE, which is used for data transfer. Additionally, you could also check the balances in the GL. Now this is the GL for accumulated depreciation. So you could see here this year's depreciation, that is December 31st 2021 depreciation, is updated in the GL account. You could also see the Asset Recon account GL. You could see here 50,000 updated for period 12 of 2021. Additionally, you could also extract a report for asset accounting having sort variant as cost center. Yeah, you could see here the APG value of 50,000, the accumulated depreciation of 10,000 captured on the new asset along with the cost center. So this is how LTMC works for asset data transfer. I hope this video was useful to you. If yes, please like and share among your circle. And also please let me know in the comment section the topic you would like to catch up with. Thanks for watching.